welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. Well, I have to say, I have been staying tuned to the show, and usually I am, defending Mel. But this season, I'm kind of disappointed with her behaviour. I just feel like she's coming across rather bad mind. Let's talk about it, people. Well, going to support my inquisitive crew. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yes, I am late with my coverage for this, so sorry to my notice people then. So people, if you've been catching up with Love and Marriage Huntsville, so I've done a little bit of a marathon catch up. And yeah, it's been an interesting trip, okay? Between the big mix up that Mel had with Destiny, there was a lot of drama on this holiday, but they seem to have cleared the air. I find it interesting that when Destiny and Melody did speak, felt like, I don't know, you can see that Mel is still reserved, but Destiny was, trying to get her point across. And I actually understood her point where she said that she felt like Melody can only see things from her perspective and doesn't actually take the time to see it from somebody else's perspective. Now, I do see that with her. But on this recent episode, I was really disappointed with this whole situation that came up around the millimeters. So we know that Stormy mentioned, someone coming to her store, coming inside when they weren't supposed to and causing problems and then reporting her to the police, and she ended up having to turn herself in. And so she's asking Mel, really, where do you stand with the way millimeters seem to be harassing people on the show and elsewhere? Because apparently, millimeters also harassed Dr. Heavenly, which is why she stopped doing Messy Mondays. But I'm like, these millimeters, I don't understand too what's going on with them, because I don't feel like this is the majority of them, because this is giving a very unhinged fan base, because it makes no sense to me that you're going to go and try and tear down other people's businesses because of a TV show or because you don't like someone's behaviour on a TV show. It's TV, for goodness sake. So it shouldn't be that serious. So I can understand Stormy being upset and asking Melody, like, where does she stand, because they are her fans. Now, look, Beyonce's got her fans, Nicki Minaj's got her fans, Cardi B, so on and so on, okay? Big stars have their fans, and I've seen big stars get involved and say, yo, I don't want you guys doing that. That's not what I'm about. And it doesn't take away from them. So I don't feel like Mel saying, oh, well, she just doesn't respond to anything is a good enough excuse. And even her reaction to the whole, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that. I just thought, and then she shut down. I just thought, no, you're doing too much, Mel. At the end of the day, it doesn't take anything to actually just speak once and say, look, guys, I really appreciate your support, but please, let's not do tearing down people's businesses. I'm not about that. Because she always talks about, building businesses and the importance of that. So she understands that. Her attitude about, people getting arrested because something happens, that's not always the case. And we know that. Sometimes people do get arrested because it's a formality and someone's pressed the charge and, things can happen in that way. And also being black, whether you're in the UK where I am or whether you're in America, you already know that you can be arrested for anything. Like, what is she talking about people don't get arrested for nothing? Like, come on, like, stop the bullshit. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Personally, I only saw what I saw in terms of footage. But looking at this and hearing what Melody had to say about her reasoning for not getting involved in this, I think it's rubbish. And she's coming across as very bad mind and like it's all about her. I don't like that, because I feel like she's been through a lot, which is fine. But everybody else also has got trials and tribulations. I don't feel like her fans should be going around doing any of that. I don't think it's a lot of her fans per se. I think there must be a couple unhinged ones, because it doesn't sound like any grown-up fandom to me. It doesn't make no sense. So I can understand Stormy being vexed about that. I don't think Melody handled it very well. Her friend, chipped in, the one that everyone calls Big Bird. I can't remember her name, but her, the tall one, she chipped in and was saying, what do you want her to say? And I just thought, this is really not good. So I felt like at that point, Stormy was like, just leave it there. And of course, like I said, I just think it was wrong. I don't agree with the way Melody's handling that at all. I also thought it was quite suspect that even though her and Destiny somewhat cleared a little bit of the air, there's still vibes there. Why would Destiny go and put herself to sit next to Melody? I found that very strange. I noticed that Melody also referenced that she thought that was a bit weird too. Because I thought, you're doing too much, Destiny. Like, obviously you wouldn't be back in her good graces. You clearly miss her friendship. But I don't think Melody looks at her the same in that way. And even going back to Stormy, like, Melody's the one who brought Stormy on the show. So I just feel like it wouldn't have been anything. Even if you were annoyed with the girl, she pissed you off about something. But for someone's business to be affected by your fan base, I think you should say something about that no matter what. I just think it's wrong that she's not doing anything on that. And she should speak up, because clearly they seem to be potentially terrorising people from Dr. Heavenly to Stormi. So hopefully that's calmed down. We know that Stormi's decided she's left the show. And I wonder if this is partly some of the reason why she decided to leave the show as well, because that would piss me off too. So that's that. But in other news, I thought it was interesting that Tisha, of course, being mixy that she is, she brought up the whole Martell situation under the table to Trisha to ask for clarification around their relationship, which I don't think she gave much clarification. Trisha, like I said in my previous recaps, that I just think she comes across as a liar. I just don't believe her at this point. Now she's admitting to Stormi that she lied. So it's like, of course, Stormi's going to be looking at you like, well, why are you lying to me? I'm meant to be your friend. So, and she's brought you onto the show. So her lying in that predicament was not that surprising to me. I mean, her side of things is, she's training Martell. He invited her to train him. This is her story that she's sticking to. But clearly, when we see the man them link up later on, Martell's telling a different story. He's saying, well, actually, I did slide in her DMs and, I like chatting to cute girls. I thought she looked all right, but actually when she came, he wasn't that attracted to her. That's why he didn't try to put a move on her. That's what he said. So I thought that was quite disrespectful, to be quite honest, because it was like, well, she's not looking like how she looks now. And I thought, whoa, Ken, he's talking about your woman like that. But so I took that as, well, actually, if he wanted to try, he would have tried, and maybe he might have gotten his way. But, Trisha is saying something else, which is, this didn't happen whatsoever. But I don't believe her. I don't believe her at all. I just feel like the story's changed a few too many times. And I feel like she's actually making Ken look a bit bad, because I felt bad for Ken standing up there with Martell saying these little things like, oh, yeah, well, if I think she's cute and whatever, then, yeah, I'm going to try and move to her. But, I thought, whoa, this is a bit much. But also Ken was obviously just taking on what Trisha's told him. And clearly she's going to tell him what she needs to tell him to save her own face, whereas Martell don't owe him nothing. So I feel like he's going to say what he's got to say. But what I thought was interesting, however, was the man them that were there, particularly like Marceau, they're kind of stirring things up. But clearly Ken doesn't know these guys too well, because I felt like he divulged too much information to them. For example, when he said, Trisha didn't actually tell me about going around to, your house, Martell. That's too much information, because them man will use it against you in a flash. Absolutely will, because they're not your friends yet. You just met them. So I feel like they're looking at him like, oh, okay, so he's a bit of an idiot then. What I found was really interesting was when Ken mentioned that he was involved with another married woman. I was like, so is this a regular occurrence for you? So now, of course, the man them are going to have you off as some side man, because what's really going on? You've admitted that you've been in a relationship with another married woman, and now you're still a woman who's married still. This isn't looking very good. So you've got Trisha, who's looking like a cheater and a liar, and then you've got Ken looking like he's just the one that will scoop up people's wives. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, those are the bits that I wanted to touch on, which was the whole millimeters and a bit about Ken and stuff. The rest of it I thought was all right. They went on their boat trip, having a little chat. There was no big gossip going on there to me. So yeah, that was that. But anyway, people, as usual, I like to look at socials and see what people are saying about the show. Here are some tweets that had me cracking up and nodding along. Okay, so you've seen those tweets, you've heard from me. Now, what are you saying about the show? Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.